Hey guys, Doug here, how's it going? This is my first ever Christmas Village piece review. If you've never seen any of my videos before, I'm typically a Halloween guy. This channel is mainly devoted to Halloween, but for the Christmas season here, I'm going to be doing some holiday buildings and candles because I've wanted to do these for a couple years now, so it's fun to finally get into it. So for my first Christmas review, I wanted to start off with a doozy, and this building is one of the heavy hitters of this year's lineup from either company. This is the Elf-made toy factory. This is by Lemax, and it is a Michael's exclusive. And typically the Michael's exclusives are the big new buildings of the year for Lemax. That's kind of where they debut. And out of all the buildings this year, this is sort of the main event, if you will. So the first thing that jumps out at me with the Elf-made toy factory is its size. This building is gigantic. For those of you that are versed, in like Lemax Spooky Town, this is like Dr. Stretch and Pull Torture Factory size. This is a big building. And the theming here is really cool. The idea, this is basically an elf shop, and one end of it here you can see that they have the, like the raw materials that go into the factory. Then they shoot up the conveyor belt after production, and then they go down the spiral after they're wrapped and everything, and they go into the bag. Really cool story that plays out throughout this piece. I love it when any kind of the buildings, when they have a little story to tell, and that's what this one is doing. There are vibrant animations going on here. As I mentioned, each of those three things that I just talked about, those are all, well animated. There's also gears that are spinning, as you can see here. There's just a lot going on with this piece, really cool, and with the size of it, it really contributes to the, like the centerpiece ability, if you will. This building would definitely make for a centerpiece of a small display or, one section of your town. I mean, it's so big and, vibrant that it would be great for that. Now, something to note here with the sound, and as I do with all my reviews, at the end of this video, I'm going to play it with the sound running, so you can hear what it sounds like. This is a very loud piece, and you want to be aware of that if you're going to be running this silently, like most of us do. I know we turn on the sound sometimes for show, but I know most people, they run it, quietly. And even when you run it quietly, you get the click. It sounds like that's from like the conveyor belt mechanism. I'm not really sure which exactly it is. Just something to be aware of. Speaking of the sound, the speaker on this is very clear. The Lemax buildings this year all have very, very nice speakers. I'm not sure, but I would assume that they have upgraded their supplier or whatever kind of speaker is in them. Again, nice job with that. Something really impressive with this is the paint job on it. This is very, very nice paint job. This goes with anything, Department 56 that I've seen. I know they're normally, Department 56 typically has the better paint jobs. But this is right up there with it. Just really fantastic finish on it. I love all the details they put into this. You've got the teddy bear with the presents. You've got that really cool sack of toys. Just really impressive with all the details. Yeah, it's pretty well lit. Now, you don't really get a lot of the, crazy colors with this. It's pretty much just like a white or yellow light. But there's a lot of it, and it's very bright. It emits a lot. For the style of it, it reminds me a lot of the Department 56 North Pole style, but if you were to integrate this, you'd have to know that the size, this is just a lot bigger than any of the North Pole pieces I've seen, so something to be aware of. You could put them together, but this guy is a mammoth, so at $149.99 as the retail. Now, of course, you won't pay that. I got it for 40% off, and you can get coupons for more than that. It is a pretty hefty price tag, but you are getting a gigantic building. Personally, I would give this a 9 out of 10. The only thing that holds it back for me is the, kind of the relative loudness of it, and I wish it had more colorful lights, but it's still a very, very cool piece, and it makes for a heck of a centerpiece. Again, it is expensive, but I do feel like you're getting a very quality building here, so that's the big thing. I don't mind spending a good sum of money on a building if it's really nice, and this one feels substantial. I just wish it was a little bit quieter. So alright guys, there is my review of the Elf-made toy factory. I've got plenty more in store here for this holiday season. I'll see you next time, and here it is with the sound and lights.
See your favorite toy underneath your tree. Holidays are coming, and there is no time to wait. The elves are hard at work, yes, all the toys have to be made.